We are going to be hiking a mountain today, and I'm going to show you my new car camping setup, or I should probably start saying truck. So I got a new truck to do some camping in. For the past 2 years, I've been camping out of my Subaru Outback. It's gotten me to a lot of different places, and I thought I wanted something that would be better for a little bit longer term travel. So I looked for the cheapest truck that has the highest payload, and I ended up with a Ram 1500 4x4. However, joke's on me, because after I got the truck, I decided, actually, I don't want a truck camper, one of those big hard-sided ones. So while I decide what I'm gonna do with the truck, I thought I would test out what it would be like to camp in one of these things. So most people who do truck camping, they get one of those hard-sided canopies if you're not getting a full-on slide-in camper. But I went with a tonneau cover. I forget how you call it, but it's tri-fold, so I can just store all my gear in here. Hard-sided, so no one can cut into it. Let me show you where Kiro and I will be sleeping. By the way, my sister is out with us today. We're going to be making a fire later. But welcome to my bed. For the back seat, I'm torn between keeping the seat up and just putting the memory foam across the entire floor of the back cab, or keeping the seat down, sleeping on here, and then Kiro still has a bed on the floor. So I would cut memory foam to go across here. Kiro still has lots of space to lay down there. I've got more floor space, and the fridge and the battery have to go here because they don't fit on the ground in the front, and that's where my 12-volt charger is for the battery. I'll lift this up. There's no hump in the middle. There is some humps here, but I could layer some pillows or something underneath us, or maybe some clothes bags, and put the memory foam over top of it, and that way we have much more room. Ideally, I could take the front seat out and just make a platform back here, so then I can still access this space for storage. But we are on a time crunch, and I don't want to make any permanent changes right now or do a build. I just kind of want to hit the road, and if I like the setup, then I'll start investing in wood. Right now I don't really have storage for when I want to take the platform out. So I used the memory foam. It's 4 inches that was in my Subaru. The cool thing about the back of this bed is it's entirely flat. There's no hump in the middle where there usually is. And I just have my pillow. I'm 5'4", so normally a person would not be able to fit along the back side, but I actually fit perfectly. So I even have a spot here for Kiro. Woo! So this is his little bed. And yeah, it's pretty cozy. I have my negative 18 Celsius degree sleeping bag that I put over both of us. And it's not too bad. Do you like it? I bought a roll of insulation and cut it out for all the windows. That's really key for the winter so that you can stay warm and cut down on all of the cold air that's coming through the windows. They're also great for privacy. If I bring you to the other side, I have the same setup that I did with my Subaru. I had my fridge and my power bank behind the chair. It is I forget how many volts this is, but I'll put it on the screen. I think it's 1300 or something like that. So the fridge doesn't actually need to be plugged in the winter, except for when I have the heat on and I'm driving. But at nighttime, and it drops down to like 5 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius and below, the fridge will stay insulated just like this. Yeah, I mean, it's super simple. If you're looking for an easy way to transform your truck and you're also 5'4" and have a huge cab crew backseat, It's also great for safety because if I were to make a bed in the back, there's no way for me to get through. I can't fit through the window. So this way, if I ever needed to take off in the middle of the night, I have access to the front just like I would in an SUV or a car. Kiro! Ooh. This is my first four-wheel drive car. The Subaru is obviously all-wheel drive, so we thought we'd take it on some of the back roads just near our house so that I could get used to it. But if you come around here, so this is where I'll be keeping all of my gear. Because we are winter camping, I have a Mr. Heater Buddy, and you just attach a propane tank to it. I do have a carbon monoxide detector, so you are not supposed to put propane in a closed space, but in a dire situation, I could leave the windows down, and I do have a carbon monoxide detector, but I do not advise anyone to do that. So it is freezing, 0 degrees right now. We are going to get a fire started, so I'll show you how I kind of organize all my gear back here. To get the cover off, you just gotta flip these two latches here. And it clips down so you can drive with it. It's kind of a mess right now because I'm still trying to figure out how everything should go. Okay, so I've got some kitchen Tupperware here. I've got some more kitchen stuff like paper towels and sandwich bags. In this bin is an extra tarp, hiking backpack, crampons, things like that. I've got my fishing rods here in case there's any lakes that aren't frozen down south. I've got a tire air compressor to fill those up if they get low or if I need to air down. I also have a battery that can charge my truck if it dies and there's no one around to help jump me. Got pots and pans and my Coleman stove in there. And then we have Kiro's little corner with his food dishes and his jackets if he needs those. I also have a solar panel here. If I was out here for longer periods of time, I could charge up my battery and just leave it facing the direction of the sun and get that all charged up. It's not enough battery to have a Starlink for internet for multiple days, so you really are roughing it without a larger power source, I would say. I think it would only last me about 2 days with my fridge and charging my cameras and laptops. The Starlink would drain it in about 8 hours. Well, we've got our firewood. I don't want that to get wet. I'll use this as a kneel pad for insulation from the snow. This campsite is actually trash. It's so sad. They're probably pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad for a Saturday afternoon lunch in the woods. We're climbing a mountain today, folks. I've been really lazy since the snow and the cold came this year, but we're gonna tackle a local mountain, one of my favorites in the Okanagan area in Canada. We gotta go up and around, and we're headed up to the peak there. Interrupting the video for a really quick break, I've been getting some questions about what hiking boots I wear, and now that it's winter, I've been testing out a new pair. These are an insulated winter hiking boot by Nordivate. These are a women's style, but they do have lots of men's styles as well. I've been testing them out for about a month, and I will only ever share products that I actually wear and enjoy, but thank you to Nordivate for sponsoring today's video. This time of year, it's crucial to have a water-resistant finish on your hiking boots. They keep my feet dry and warm for hours. The padded collar is also really important to me for comfort on the heel, and the soles have great traction so you're not slipping around on uneven surfaces. But the best part about them is that they're very affordable. If you also want to check them out, I've linked my specific style down below, as well as I'll link some men's options. Normally there's a break-in period with new hiking shoes, but they are so comfortable right off the bat, and I haven't had to use any band-aids and I've had no blisters for them. Thanks again to Nordivate for sponsoring this channel. Now back to the video. We just got one of our first snowfalls here and everything is covered in a light dusting. Then it's gonna rain for the next couple of days, so I wanted to take advantage of this beautiful weather window. If you're also feeling a little sluggish, we just entered December. We're on to some of the most darkest days of the entire